Welcome to the Drunk Linux User. I'm Len. I'm the Drunk Linux User. And I had mentioned the other day that I was using Firefox instead of Brave because I was having a problem with dragging bookmarks from the address bar into the bookmark bar. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. And let's get over here, and if I wanted to bookmark, say I went someplace else and it was the settings, and I wanted to put settings up as a bookmark so I don't have to keep coming up to the hamburger menu, which, by the way, that's another story. Okay, so normally what you do is you grab a hold of this icon right here, or the for the web's page, and you put it here, but you'll see a little line right off to the right hand side of wherever you're trying to put it. And when I do that, it doesn't click. I also can't rearrange tabs either, so I'm going to show you something real quick. I moved. See, that bookmark went right here. That's no bueno. So I can go ahead and remove that, delete it, and put my face back up over in the corner where it's supposed to be, and I'll show you how to fix that. So we're going to go over to this web page right here. I found in the Brave community their forum, and somebody was having problems reordering tabs. Now, I kept looking for the solution under bookmarks, but apparently whatever is affecting the bookmarks is affecting the tabs as well. And there is a fix. It doesn't seem to work for everybody, and I don't know why. It could be theming, it could be platform, it could be a lot of different things. So this is what we're going to do. Now, we're going to come back over here. We're going to go over to settings, and we're going to go to appearance, and then from there look down the page until you find use system title bars and borders. Turn that off if this is happening to you. And we just resize the page here. Just make it nice and big again. Alright, so now I can click on the icon, and see, you got that white line right next to news, right? I drop it and the bookmarks are just fine. If I want to reorder the tabs now, I can reorder the tabs. So all is good in the world. There is a fix. I'm sure Brave will come out with an update of some kind later on, but we're just going to stick with this for now. I don't really need to have the title bars. It's nice, but I'm not going to sweat it. You shouldn't either. If you want to use Brave, you're not out in the cold. Okay, so speaking of Brave browser users doubled again this year to over 50 million active monthly users. Man, that's a lot. So for a browser that just kind of came in out of the blue around 2017, apparently, it has really taken off. Now, I've used it primarily over the last probably 2.5 years. Before that, I was using Chromium, and I had it all extensioned out to stop, ads and tracking and all that stuff. But Brave does a lot of this out of the box. Even so, I still use extensions such as uBlock Origin and Decentralize. Those are just my favorite tools to try to keep myself as safe as possible on the internet. Alright, so we're going to move right along. If you have LibreOffice, you may or may not have seen an option in LibreOffice, for example, Writer, when you go to options, to use Java. Certain aspects of LibreOffice relies on Java. Most notably, things along the lines of base and a couple of other things that just require it. If you need Java, and if you're on Mint in particular, you can follow these simple instructions from FOSS Linux, and it'll get you right over there. Although it looks like there's an awful lot here on the terminal, you're just putting in like one-line commands, and then what happens afterwards is what they're saying. Just double check, make sure you're seeing pretty much what we're seeing. You'll be okay. And don't worry about all these tabs. I'm going to run through them pretty quick, actually. Alright, so I had mentioned in a video last year sometime about backup, and there are ways of backing up your data. But what if you want to back up or clone your hard drive? Well, there are certain tools that you can use for it, and this page has a listing of all the different varieties, and I thought I'd pass this along. You can read up on them and determine which is best for you. And simply because the website says disk cloning backup tools for Linux servers, that's not just specific to servers, it's also good for your desktop as well. One of the best backup tools is Clonezilla. And no, I'm not talking about and by the way, that took a little bit of time to do. I'm talking about a piece of software. It's more than just a piece of software. It is an ISO that you download, burn it onto a thumb drive or CD or DVD, and you boot up into that device. And this page will show you how to get to the pages and whatnot. So, very quickly, this is the home page for Clonezilla, and it talks about what it is and how to download it. This is how to use Clonezilla live, meaning through your CD, DVD, or USB. This page talks about how to use it, okay, how to save a disk image, how to restore a disk image, disk to disk clone, one image to multiple disks. See, that's pretty cool. Create recovery Clonezilla, and on and on and on. There's an awful lot here to go over, but you're probably just going to be using one section to back up, and God forbid something happens to your computer, you have this section right here about restoring a disk image. So if you have to replace a hard drive, or cosmic rays just blew out your current drive and you just need to reformat and go from there, this is the page you want to go to. Now, if you are more of a visual person like I am, this page has a link to the different video pages where you can learn how to use Clonezilla. I'm just going to say this: if you're going to use Clonezilla, and I have before, either print out the instructions, or if you can, have a separate device off to the side to where you can see the directions while you're working on your main computer. Because once you load this thing in, you're not going to be able to go into Firefox or anything else to double check to see if your work is right. And try not to go off from memory, please. This is pretty complicated, and it's very little is command line, but a lot of it looks like DOS. You know, the DOS boxes and the selection tools and tab and hit enter, stuff like that. So it is complicated, but boy is it powerful, and it saved my bacon on more than one occasion. So if you want to go the Clonezilla route, and especially if you have multiple computers, and you're trying to take like a base and just put it on multiple computers, this is a great tool to do it with. If you are visually oriented, again, such as myself, then I'm glad you waited towards the end of this video so that we could actually get to this point. This is called RedoRescue, and RedoRescue is cross-platform, the same as Clonezilla. However, you get pretty boxes, and here's some of the screenshots that you can take a look at here. We've got how to back up, verify, and restore, what parts to save and where you're going to save them to, the name of the backup, things along that line, create a backup image. So this is really, really nice. And if you, like I said, if you are visually oriented, if you like the GUI over the command line, this is the one for you. Alright, so even though I had all those dang tabs up there on the browser, it wasn't that bad now, was it? So just remember our words of wisdom on this fine Sunday afternoon. Don't drive drunk, don't drink and drive, Don't go to Amazon, eBay, or use Microsoft Edge all buzzed up because you think you're going to buy the coolest stuff. You're probably not. Bottoms up. Later, dudes.